whether Agile is actually making us less thoughtful as marketeers. Are we just reacting to stuff and not thinking enough? Love to hear your perspective on this, Chloe.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Agile can sometimes you hear it as sprint fatigue. It's something that gets written about quite a lot in Agile. It's moving from one thing to the next quite rapidly can get a little bit tiring, and that can become a little bit creatively dampening. Yep. There is a bit of a challenge of how do you make sure that you're driving strategic thinking when you're constantly talking about 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, or however you decide to send your sprint cycles. And that sometimes can be a little bit tiring, but it's definitely, I feel like marketing has a really strong responsibility within an Agile business to push an agenda of strategic thinking, and to push the agenda of we should be thinking always around not just next, but it's our objectives, our goals, our mission, our vision is really important. And I feel like marketing as a department, you have a lot of people who will be very passionate about mission and vision, and it's their role to remind people in their squads, in their cross-functional squads, what we're driving towards, not just one after the other.
Amanda talks there about taking digital learnings and applying those to the rest of your communications. I know that Direct Line is a brand that kind of is the academy of test and learn, and really hot on all things testing and optimizing and driving response. Does that fit with your definition of Agile and some of your experiences?
Absolutely. So in terms of Amanda was saying there around, you've got to be able to define your goal and iteratively make changes is really important to us. Test, learn and adapt is something that we talk about daily. I think another important part of Agile for me and for DLG is accountability. So it's having multiple people within a squad that are able to provide different opinions, different specialties that you're able to achieve together that you might not have necessarily been able to do in a traditional structure. It's all about how can you, not just as a marketer, but for the business, how can you be valuable? So if you have an idea on, actually, for us to achieve our goal, we should be looking at pricing our product, we should be looking at the way that our customers are talking to our operatives, because that needs to land with our communications. It's all a lot more holistic than maybe it is traditionally. And that definitely feeds into all the way through the customer, as Amanda was saying, all the way through the customer funnel. How can you be making sure that if you're saying something over here, it's true to the customer over there?
Are you working in an Agile marketing department or an Agile business, or both?
Both. So we decided when we went Agile as a company, we were all in. I think that's an important part of Agile. You have to land the behaviors of Agile right across a whole business. We found is really successful that if you're talking in the same language, if you're talking in the same and you're moving to the same rhythms, it's a lot easier to get things over the line. But we do work with external partners, and there are some parts of the business, such as operations, where we aren't Agile. So we're still working out how we make sure that we're delivering at pace in different parts of the business that are focusing maybe more on projects, and bringing the rest of the business along with us.